If you're thinking about retiring pretty soon, you don't have to retire in your home country. A lot of people just think when they get to the pension age that they're just going to stay put. But you don't have to. You can retire overseas and still get your UK pension. I'm assuming, well I know it's the same if you're in the US. But why do people always just retire in their home country? If you're in the UK, you'll know how expensive it is. I know how expensive it is because I've just come back from 2 weeks there. So I know all the costs involved if you're living in the UK. But in this video, we're going to talk about getting your state pension when you're overseas and retiring early. A lot of people think they have to wait until their retirement age, but you don't have to. What I'm doing is I'm retiring this year. Now it's going to be either end of September, which is next month, or the end of the year. We're just waiting on confirmation from our work about what's going to happen. But the reason I'm retiring early is because basically life's too short, and if you can afford to retire a wee bit early, it's definitely worth thinking about. You don't have to wait until you're 67. Like for me, I don't get my state pension from the UK until I'm 67. So right now I'm 57. I'll be 58 in February. So I've got just over 9 years to survive until I get my state pension. Now at the moment, the state pension's about £800 a month. But is it? Actually it's not. You, believe it or not, actually get 13 months per year for your state pension. And not a lot of people know that, but you don't just get 12 payments, you get 13. So effectively you're getting whatever it is, £867 a month instead of 800. Now that's just my own personal situation. Yours might be different if you're in the UK, but you don't have to wait until you're of pension age. You can still retire as long as you've got enough money to survive. So how much is enough money? Well, our budget's about 70,000 pesos a month in the Philippines. Now, you might be in the UK or the US or somewhere in Australia or another country, maybe in Europe, but you don't have to stay there. I don't know what the legalities are for all the other countries, but I know if you're in the UK or if you're in the US, you still get your pension even though you're not living there. So that's what my plan is. And I only found out recently that there's 13 months payments. I always thought it was just 12 months, but it's not. And by the time I'm 67, the pension will have probably gone up to maybe like £1,000 a month, which we can live off in the Philippines. Now, I've still got to find money to survive for the next 9.5 years, but I do have a small online business which generates about €500 each month. So I've only got to find the balance to take us up to 70,000 pesos a month, which is our budget. And that means I can use my savings to top it up each month. I also have some investments. So that's the reason why I've decided to retire early. And the UK pensions department will pay your UK pension, even though you're not in that country. You don't have to stay there. I can't imagine what it must be like retiring in the UK on your state pension alone, because frankly I think I would struggle. You know, why not take advantage of living overseas in a country where your expenses would be less, like Philippines or Thailand or somewhere like that. It is cheaper to live there, and even you know, rent property and stuff like that. My dad was thinking about it once, but in the end I think he decided to stay in the UK because you know, he was getting older, and he was worried about hospital care, you know, in a foreign country, which is fair enough. But I know people that live overseas and fly back to the UK for any type of operation, you know, because we've got the National Health Service. It's free. I know sometimes there's long waiting times to get any type of operation, but it's certainly worth thinking about. You know, for my own personal situation, we already have a house in the Philippines. We bought, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, so we don't have any monthly rent, and the outgoings each month are a lot less. Our biggest outgoing expenditure is probably our son school fees. You know, if you're familiar with my videos, you'll know that I've got solar panels, or we have solar panels on the roof, which means the electric bill is very, very low. And we recently had a problem with the control panel. We had to get the company to send it to Manila, but that's fixed and it's back already. So my wife's happy because no more brownouts, no more power cuts, and it, you know, it makes a huge difference to the electric bill. We were paying around 8,000 pesos a month before, but now each month with the solar panels, I think it's about average, you know, 1,500 pesos a month. So it's a big difference. And because I've been working overseas for a long time, I've got a shortfall in my UK pension that I need to pay, which is in process at the moment. And once I've paid that balance, that's it. I'll be eligible to get the maximum, which, as I said, is going to be around £1,000 a month by the time I get to 67. You know, that's our budget. Okay, it doesn't allow for things like holidays and stuff, but I do have savings that and investments that we can use for that. So that's the plan. I'll keep you guys updated when I do finally retire to the Philippines. And if you're in the UK, you won't be able to draw your pension until you reach retirement age. I know in the US it's different. You guys can retire and draw down on your pension at an earlier age, but in the UK we don't have that luxury. So think about retiring early. If you've got savings, you just have to wait until you get to retirement age, and you can get your UK pension when you're overseas. Okay guys, I'm going to finish this coffee, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.